But do you doubt that even the Ayatollah, if he asked, would get cancer treatment in the United
100%.
States? That's the difference between the United States. And I don't,
Would there be a copay?
No, that's not the question. The question is, would he accept that help? Because it's going to be a Jew doctor.
That's true.
Well, we would make sure of that.
Am I right,
I'm
my
just
friends?
saying,
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, here are your options. Goldstein, Goldberg.
I knew a Muslim in Montreal who refused. He walked in to get his cataracts removed, and he heard the man's last name was Jewish, walked out. He said, absolutely not.
Nope.
I don't need his help. You may not know that I am the supreme leader of Iran, but here is proof for you.
من نه از لحاظ قانون اساسی و نه از لحاظ شرعی برای بسیاری از آقایون
I was so young.
حرف رهبر رو نداره. این چه رهبری خواهد بود؟
همین شرارت، همین دخالت، همین خباثت، همین رذالت رو در اعمال خودش داره. این مرگ بر آمریکا از دهان ملت ایران نخواهد افتاد. البته ملت ایران زد تو دهنشون، بعد از این هم خواهد زد تو دهنشون. نظام جمهوری اسلامی به حساب این جنایتکارا خواهد رسید. حتما هرکس ثابت بشه که همکاری داشته با این جنایت‌ها، در این جنایت‌ها دستی داشته، مجازات خواهد شد.
A more dashing man there has never been.
I mean, a few.
No. I'm also, by the way, a prolific, along with being supreme leader, chosen by God, a prolific poster on X, formerly Twitter. You get it. Here are some of my recent favorites from me. I praised the pro-Hamas protesters on U.S. college campuses, who were also funded, by the way, by our good friends in Qatar, largest foreign investor in American institutions. You may not know this. I'd rather you don't. Let's scrap that. This is not live.
Cut.
Yes, cut it out. Let's just keep it secret.
Like
the billions, it's just it's fun. It's fun money.
Yes.
So I actually praised on X these pro-Hamas protesters. I X'd, dear university students in the United States of America, you are standing on the right side of history. Now you could be on the more right side of history if you showed those Jews what. The old 1-2, bam. I also encouraged Americans to become more religious. I said, dear university students in the U.S., my advice to you is to become familiar with the Quran, which is very hard to do with ugly lesbians.
That's true. That sounds like a threat to me.
No.
Yes, a little bit.
No, let me clarify. If you don't turn to the Quran, then the fact is you will be subject to dimitude or you will be executed.
Okay, so I go back to my original statement. It sounds like a threat.
Xerxes, you're always trying to do the philosophy. Oh, like, does he mean it? Does he not? Come on, stop with the moral ambiguity,
I've been around longer than you. I was emperor before you ever became whatever it is you are.
Shave your back.
Supreme leader of what?
On President Trump,
country.
I said, me, Ayatollah, that guy has tweeted that we see Iran responsible for the events in Baghdad, and we will respond to Iran. First, you can't do anything, Trump. Second, if you were logical, which you're not, you'd see that your crimes in Iraq, Afghanistan have made nations hate you. Unlike us, Iran, who are beloved.
The world over.
Yes. I post a lot.
We were more popular in my day, I'm just saying.
What about you, Khameini? You've been very quiet today.
Yes.
You're pensive.
I have the...
Chlamydia?
Yes.
No, well, okay.
My dick's dripping like a busted pipe.
Oh, jeez.
What?
There he is.
We've all been there. We've all been there. Also, in my country, we don't have pipes. So the analogy may be lost.
A little bit.
Good point.
Computers, we have rooftops, and plummeting gaze. So
is that the noise they make?
That is the noise they make. Not that they make it in Mexico.
Squeeze toy?
In Mexico, not here. In Mexico, they go, ay, ay, ay. They say, Dios mío.
Counting down.
In Iran, they take their lickings.
Wait, there's a bomb on your desk.
I just noticed the bomb is counting down. Like, it really
only
does
has
have
5 minutes.
5 minutes. We're screwed.
So I will ask you this, Kamil. Who is a better follow on X than the Ayatollah? Answer, nobody. I will let you comment if you answer nobody.
I don't think that's how it works, though.
Well, we can edit the comments. We can censor.
Oh, well, that's nice.
That's right. Private platform, something like that.
You literally have a picture of you over your shoulder.
I didn't even see that.
Over the other shoulder.
No. That's fast. That picture must have been taken not more than 4 minutes before my Supreme broadcast.
Yeah.
That's you in 5th grade.
Under threat of death, they do it.
Look at that guy. My only regret in life is that there is not a clone of me so I could make love to him.
That's your
Sound like Liberace.
Yeah.
No. It's not gay if it's you.
Oh, is that how that works?
Yes.
Oh, go fuck yourself.
Yeah,
Hey,
well, there
well,
you go.
that's the thing. I would be straight as an arrow. So, all right, if you look up Iran today, or if you look at them throughout history, you'll actually see this is one thing a lot of people don't realize, and this happens with Muslim countries everywhere. We've talked about this, Gerald. You're both so quiet. Is it because you can't talk with your makeup?
No,
You're afraid of me?
I'm fine. Nothing.
I just didn't.
I
didn't sleep well.
do you want me to ask why?
This fucking maid snored.
Kept banging to get out of the closet.
Oh my.
All right. I didn't know if you wanted to discuss last night's goings-on.
we'll get to that.
We'll get to that. All right.
Yeah.
I don't want to interrupt this.
Just what?
I'm actually watching.
Please
I'm
do.
actually watching the show today.
Please do. Help me!
Somebody. I'm the Supreme Ayatollah.
But and this is the first reason that Gerald was brought on the show. You used to teach a private course on apologetics as it related to Islam.
Yeah, Christians' response to Islam.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And a lot of people don't know that they'll point to a moderate Islamic country today. And there's always an example of one that is more moderate, but it changes decade. There is no country that has remained moderate for a sustained period of time.
No, I mean, the religion has a blueprint.
Yes.
Right? It is supposed to be how you organize society.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to be ruled by them. It's a theocracy. There's no country where they're like, hey, we have leadership and we also happen to be Muslim. It is a theocracy that is kind of blueprinted out. And so really it's just some of those other countries. It's like, okay, well, you're nominally Islamic.
Right.
You just happen to be in the Middle East.
Well, at one point, Iran was a moderate Islamic country. And then at one point, remember, Turkey, they were about to join the European Union, or they were trying to. People were vacationing in Turkey, and then Taken 2 came out.
Yeah. Have a specific set of
I'd like to buy a timeshare. Oh, wait, terrorism? Never mind.
I'm good.
So, by a coach for an American accent, Liam. And today, I guess you might point to the UAE, but you don't know the subterranean, I guess, sort of culture that people actually have to live there. The residents, it's very different from tourists. There's kind of rules for thee, not for me. And then, of course, you look at Iran today, and you can't imagine a time when Iran was different, when Iran would have been, for example, more progressive, or I don't want to use the term progressive, more free than other places in the Islamic world, and then was snatched away from them. So comment below what you know about the history of Iran. And it's sad. The people of Iran, very much like the people of China, they are not in line with their government because they don't really have a say in their actual government. So if you look at Iran today, you may see what appears to be the most oppressive, authoritarian regime in the world.
Almost
the L
100
train.
cities have been engulfed by these demonstrations, many of them women, most of them women who are clashing with violent security forces.
In this clip, two women wait in line at a supermarket. A man enters, attacks them by pouring a tub of yogurt over their hair to cover it.
By the way, that's not a beauty thing. It's not a fashion thing.
Oh, it's
I know
not?
you're thinking yogurt, probiotics.
No.
Does nothing. Just like argan oil.
It's not mane and tail?
No, it's a
Maybe putting
scam.
in there? Yeah.
It's a scam.
Okay.
It's almost like he hates women.
All those clips could have been in New York.
They could have been now.
The subway, the college campuses,
Right.
somebody getting hit with yogurt at a bodega. It looks like New York.
Just fewer lesbians.
Way fewer.
Yes.
But you do have to
is
ask
good.
yourself if these people, again, it's not what does the left do in this country, it's what would the left do if completely unfettered, if they didn't have the checks and balances. It's not what do moderate Muslims in the United States do today. And there are plenty of Muslims who are your neighbors who, by the way, probably share a lot of your values. It's what do Islamists collectively seek to accomplish wherever they gain a significant amount of power. Historically, there is no exception. There is not one exception. It becomes an authoritarian, fascist hellhole. Is anyone else hearing that ringing, or is that tinnitus in my ear?
The
I'm
bomb
hearing
has
that.
hit 0.
Oh, it's
no.
starting to count down again. Okay,
Oh boy.
that's fine.
Okay. I thought I was getting tinnitus. I thought I was getting tinnitus again. It's like no.
Yeah, I
happens
think
right
it's
before
a
you
dud.
die?
Yeah, suicide bomber left it in here.
He's disappointed.
Got it at Radio Shack, the parts.
exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a Tandy product.
We still have Radio Shack. It's right next to our Blockbuster.
Yes.
Why do you laugh? You prefer Family Video?
No. Federated.
Well, we're going to be getting Rocky 4. I hear it's quite a nail biter.
Zinger.
You have good products.
So
I can't believe it's not hummus.
Yes. Country tabbouleh. I didn't know what tabbouleh was until like in my 20s. Like, you mean is it the parsley with the thing on it?
Yeah, it's grass clippings.
yeah.
It's delicious though.
No, it's
delicious
absolutely.
grass clipping.
And good for you.
You don't like it?
I don't like it.
You're a horrible Xerxes.
I am not.
So you may not know this until you look at Iran's timeline. Let's look at the timeline and show you how peaceful Iran once was and what the people would like to see in the country today. Let's go to 1963. Okay, so you have Shah Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, if I'm getting that right, launched what was known as the White Revolution.
Well, yeah, I guess you can do that in the Middle East.
Yes. And the revolution was aimed at ending what they saw as feudal rule, what they saw as westernizing the country. It included a few main points that they were seeking to institute. Land redistribution, profit sharing, nationalization of forests. They wanted a literacy corps. They wanted to be selling state factories, and they wanted electoral reforms like women's suffrage.
Hold on, one of those is not like the
I know, exactly.
nationalization of forests.
Yeah.
We want land redistribution. We want profit sharing.
Yes.
We want the state to sell factories.
Yes.
And we want women to be able to ruin our country.
Absolutely.
Yes.
What about the forests?
The truth is they can't do as much damage here when they vote because, unlike in the States, the very first thing they did was, banning alcohol.
That was a bad
They can't
move.
do that here.
They can't do that.
No.
It's already banned.
They can't. So this pissed off Islamists. You had people like, the original Ruhollah Khameini, who was calling for the establishment of Islamic law, the Islamic State. Yeah. He was exiled to Iraq in 1964. Okay. Then you go to the 1970s, right? The Shah's Iran kind of started coming into Western civilization.
Yeah.
A lot of ways. Women were allowed to vote.
Yes.
They were allowed to serve in government. They can't nail everything. Rights were extended to minorities, including Jews and Christians.
Wow.
Think about that for a second.
That's a huge thing.
That's a huge thing. Yeah. There was more freedom, as far as free enterprise. It even looked in a lot of ways back then, and look at Iran today, picture it. Well, this is what Iran looked like in the 70s. Damn!
It's normal.
Is that Ryan O'Neal?
Two women almost kissing. What?
Yeah.
That was like a
What
sitcom
was
intro.
that?
Believe it or not, but I am supreme. Where could I be? I'm out bombing Jews. So,
Oh, it's always that.
Ayatollah, not me.
Not you.
The late 1970s, the Shah also then, unfortunately, became more repressive. So you go, moment of freedom. They started using secret police to completely suppress any type of opposition. You go to 1978, the Shah's forces opened fire on a crowd of demonstrators. They were killing hundreds, by the way, opened fire on a crowd of demonstrators. Here, you see a few beanbags, on people who are blocking the quad at a university, and you claim that it's a gross violation of human rights. Think about this. In Iran, 1978, crowd of demonstrators, hundreds, open fire, real bullets, dead. Okay, that starts a revolution. 1979, January, the Shah's government collapsed. He had to go into exile. Noticing a pattern? Then, February 1979, Khomeini returned to Iran and set up a provisional government.
Yeah, right.
That's when he became Ayatollah.
Yes.
There you go, Ayatollah, which is kind of effectively
Look, I think that was what the Shah was kind of trying to fight against. And look at where we are now. Like, I'm not approving of his methods to fight against that, but the religious movement that he saw coming, and he wasn't a good guy from all accounts, right? So I'm not defending the Shah, but what he saw coming wasn't wrong, that this would end up being a repressive regime that over time would absolutely destroy any semblance of freedom in this country, at least for most people. Right? If you're a man, then you have at least a little bit better of a shot. If you're rich or wealthy and connected in the religious hierarchy, then you're fine. But everybody else is kind of getting screwed by this. And he saw that coming. Yeah. So that's why he was a little bit more repressive. But then obviously going too far, killing hundreds of people and just shooting. You can't do that. Obviously, they overthrew him. but you can understand where his fear was.
Right.
Right? In this religious theocracy coming in and trying to take over the country.
Right. So now you basically have Ayatollah. Okay. This brings us to October 1979. You may not know this.
It's a great month and year.
Yeah, great month and year. The Shah, admitted, by the way, by Jimmy Carter, traveled to the United States to receive cancer treatment. How about none?
The Shah?
Anyone from a foreign hostile entity at that point. It's like, you know what? Sorry, we can't trust any of you at this point.
He was fine.
We're the only nation who sees a foreign adversary, and I get it, not everybody is, and we provide them, I guarantee you, free of charge cancer treatment.
No, I understand, but the Shah was not our enemy.
I know.
He was in exile, and the Khomeini was the guy who was our enemy, and obviously he got pissed off by us helping his enemy.
But do you doubt that even the Ayatollah, if he asked, would get cancer treatment in the United States? That's the difference between the United States. And
would there be a copay?
No, that's not the question. The question is, would he accept that help because it's going to be a Jew doctor?
That's true.
Well, we would make sure of that.
Am I right, my friends?
Saying,
yes,
absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, here are your options: Goldstein, Goldberg.
I knew a Muslim in Montreal who refused. He walked in to get his cataracts removed, and he heard the man's last name was Jewish. Walked out. He said, "Absolutely not.
Nope.
I don't need his help."
And then he walks into a door because he can't see.
He got Maxwell smarted.
Fell down an elevator shaft.
This means nothing. So then we go to November 4th, 1979, backed by, again, we go back to Khameini. Militants stormed the United States Embassy, took 52 American hostages. You may have seen some of this with Argo, the film, but here's an actual history refresher.
The seizing of the U.S. Embassy happened in the wake of the Islamic Revolution, which occurred in Iran from 1978 to 1979. More than 60 American hostages were seized. More than 50 of them were held for 444 days.
Gosh. Way to go, Jimmy Carter.
Yeah.
You screwed that up so bad.
Remember the helicopters crashing in the desert?
In the desert when they were practicing and everything else. Listen, that was the time that you go into Iran and you cannot take over an embassy. You cannot hold our people hostage. There is no 400-plus days. Are you kidding me?
Believe it or not, if you listen to the liberal podcasts, and I do, they actually try and blame that crisis on Ronald Reagan.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Have you heard them do that? Yeah.
Because he was running for president when it happened?
Yeah, they try and blame it on him.
The guy in charge?
Yep. Yeah, I was just listening to an American history podcast. Like, a little-known fact about Reagan, and it's like, stop. So June in 1989, that's where Ayatollah Khameini died and was replaced by a new Ayatollah, Ali Khameini.
Ah.
I know.
Oh, man, these names.
Like Caesar.
Khomeini. And, of course, that person to this day remains the brutal dictator of Iran to this very minute, the Ayatollah. Last month, Iran's president, we talked about this, Ibrahim Raisi died in a helicopter crash. Yeah. People were saying this is going to change the whole world. And the president really has no authority. Remember when you had people clickbait online saying, oh, this is going to be World War III. Has anything changed? No, the Ayatollah is the one in charge. They're in the process of electing a new president.
Oh, come on. Why even do that?
I know.
Just save yourself the time and the hassle and just say, you.
Yeah. Well, let's give you some insight onto the candidates. Compared to women, very pretty women in bikinis, by the way, in Iran. Persian women.
That looked like it could have been the United States in some ways.
Yeah, it did.
In a nice way.
In a nice way.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not talking about, Lizzo twerking. We're talking about women in modest bathing suits.
I was going to open a waxing place over there. Be a billionaire.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, you'd be a makeup fortune. Well, there's always, you can just go to the Armenian side. You can go to Glendale.
Hair salons for women, not that popular.
No, not as popular.
No.
I don't even think they do manicures, mani-pedis. Yeah. They do for the men.
Who knows?
Wear a lot of rings. So here's some of the candidates right now for president, just in case you thought, well, maybe they're on the right track. This one man, Saeed Jalili, he's a hardline Islamist ideologue. His slogan is actually, great jihad for Iran's leap.
Wait, what?
That's the slogan.
Mistranslation or,
And here they try and say that make America great again is extremism.
Right.
Jihad for Iran's leap.
Can you imagine here? Look, make great jihad for America's leap.
I don't know. This is the inception of some character.
No Jews.
Yes.
Not a one, except for my accountant.
The Khameini doing Trump.
This guy is the former head of Iran's nuclear negotiating team.
Oh, good.
So actually, maybe pretty good because they got quite a bit with the administration.
And screwed us royally.
And he's actually so extreme, their Revolutionary Guard tried to stop his bid.
Wait.
Really?
When the Revolutionary Guard is saying, oh, wait, that guy's a little extreme. Listen, we will kill women in the streets for not wearing the scarf and everything. But this guy?
Yeah, it's bad.
No.
Look, I'll provide all of the references. I don't really care because whoever wins, it doesn't matter. You have the mayor of Tehran who's also running, who's also an Islamic fundamentalist. You have another hardline ideologue.
Mustafa?
Yeah, Mustafa. Yeah. Who's a member of Iran's death committee. He's approved mass execution of thousands of political prisoners since the 1980s. The point is, here you say, I have to pick the lesser of two evils. There you have to pick the most evil of all the evils. That's pretty much your choice.
These people are all bad.
I'm holding my nose, pulling the lever, and hoping for the best.
He was on the death committee?
Yep.
Perfect.
Just every candidate is bad. And of course, last but not least, former advisor and then Sultan Agrabah Jafar. He's also running. And you know what? Honestly,
is that him?
That would be my pick.
Tagline.
That would be my pick. Iran was a place that was beautiful at one point in time.
I don't even understand.
With me, we go too far.
There's no reason for Iran to be an awful.
Sorry.
You want to see it again?
Yeah, please.
Let's see it again. Yeah, that's our Times Square.
With me, we could go Jafar.
Yes. I don't like that we spent that much time on a shitty pun. How much time did we waste?
You can never go too far with Jafar.
Worth it. So, none of it is any good, and it is entirely the way that it is.
So funny.
Because of Islam, to be clear. Hashtag not all Muslims, but Islam. If you read the Quran, Hadith, if you look at what Muhammad preached, Iran is not too far off. And I get Persian, most of the rest of the Arabic world is not too far off. You cannot say, when people say, hey, you look at these extremist Christians, well, hold on a second. If a Christian opens fire on a bunch of innocent civilians, it's pretty easy to see the daylight between that and what not only Jesus preached, but how Jesus lived.
Yeah.
For example, let me give you, and I've talked about this quite a bit. If someone commits murder, right, mass murder, and they say, I'm doing it because I'm a white Christian fundamentalist, which almost pretty much never happens. But if they do it, you go, okay, hold on a second. Did Jesus preach that? No. Okay. Did Jesus kill anybody? No. Did he mass murder anybody? No. Did he call for the death of No. All right. If you have an Islamic terrorist saying we're going to oppress women, okay, did Muhammad? Yes. If they say we're actually going to kill people who are apostates or Jews, did Muhammad do that? Yes, he did. Killing Christians and Jews, he did it. Did he call for it? Yes. You can say that maybe some interpretations are murky. You cannot argue that he didn't do those things himself.
Right.
Maybe you can say it was at a time of war. It wasn't. That's a huge difference too. Early Christianity, and think about this for a second, and you've talked about it in your apologetics. Early Christianity spread even though people were being executed, right? Martyrs.
Yeah.
Spread by word of mouth. Okay? Islam, with no real known oppressors, because it wasn't a religion that people were super concerned about at that point in time, was spread by the sword. So you were facing martyrdom, you spoke. No one really knew what you were doing. No one really knew who you were following, you killed. That's the spread of these two religions, and that's why you see two very different results. Does that make sense? Do you disagree with it? Comment below. And we'll be taking your chats on Islam and, of course, your costumes on Mug Club here today.
Here we go. And so one of the things, too, I feel like we have missed a really good opportunity. There's been a movement, I think it's the Green Movement or something like that, or one of their colors was green, I can't remember, in Iran, for freedom. Like, I am a god. You do realize.
Sorry, it's hard with the beard.
Yeah, I know you claim to serve one that's fake, but nonetheless.
You look like a bowling trophy.
You have a huge penis on your desk over there?
Yeah, I do.
Fantastic.
I do.
I know.
That's actually...
I know, sex toy.
That is
Ayatollah.
Actually model-sized.
Okay? Okay. Yeah, that's not...
It's not like an airhead shoe, actual size. The nuclear program for laptops should be so lucky.
Shaped after you. Got it.
SD rockets.
But no, we missed a great opportunity, and we've been missing it for the last couple of decades to support that movement from the United States, right? And just to have little head nods towards that kind of revolutionary, freedom-seeking people that live in Iran that don't want to live in a repressive society. And I think we've missed out on great opportunities to make progress there. That sucks for them and for the rest of the world, because now we're paying for the price. You can't live without freedom for too long until you have a generation that never knew what it was in the first place. And it's very hard to yearn for something that you have no idea what it is.
Good point.
Right?
We're talking about the Green Revolution.
Yeah, Green Revolution.
And Obama missed it.
Mm-hmm.
He did.
Big surprise, huh?
Yeah. Speaking, you know, you're talking about my penis.
Fuck him, I don't know.
You know, you're talking about my penis, and I want to move on, but you know, I played rec hockey for a while.
Yes.
Did you know what my nickname was?
What?
Hold this, the rocket, rekak. So lesbians at Star Wars.
Who have no use for the last thing we talked about. Watch Ladder with Crowder live Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern.